This presentation is to demonstrate the power of the doTERRA compensation plan and the opportunity associated with it. In the compensation plan, I've found that there are certain elements of a great compensation plan. Now I want to tell you a little bit of background of where those elements came from. My name is Seth, and I actually owned a network marketing company at one point. When that happened, I was consulted by a lot of different people who came in, professionals who wanted to show me different ways of creating a compensation plan, different ways that compensation plans that could claim one thing but not really deliver, so that I could claim, that I pay out a certain percentage but not actually do it. Um, Compensation plans that benefit the field, compensation plans that benefit the company. I understand compensation plans very well. When I got started with doTERRA, I actually took 2 days and just dissected their compensation plan, built some Excel spreadsheets, and tried to figure out if it was a strong or weak compensation plan and really kind of look for holes in it. Now, what I ended up finding out is that the compensation plan is incredible. And these are the criteria that I ask when I look at a compensation plan. Number one, does it motivate positive ethical behavior? Number two, does it allow you to reach your dreams and goals no matter the size, whether they're small or large? I don't want anybody capping my potential. Number three, does it incentivize teamwork, and does it reward those who are actually doing the work? Does it build consistent, reliable income? And finally, does it take care of your short-term needs? Those are the things that I ask. And so let's get in and take a look at the compensation plan. First of all, you're going to notice with this compensation plan that there are about 5 different ways to make money. The first is retail profit. Up here in the top left corner, you'll see that, where you'd make about 25% of purchases that people make from your website. Frankly, this is the area where you're going to make the least amount of money and shouldn't be really an area of focus. The Fast Start bonus that's paid weekly is phenomenal. What that ultimately means is anybody that you enroll, you'd make 20% on their purchases for the next 60 days. Enrollment level 2 is if that person enrolls someone, you'd make 10%, and then if that other person enrolled someone, you make 5%. Again, that's a great bonus because it's paid out weekly and gets you paid fast. The other thing is they have an interesting bonus called the Power of 3, which allows you to quickly make checks of $50, $250, and $1,500 a month. And then finally, you have your unilevel organizational bonus. This is where your largest paychecks will come from in the future, as this is a very powerful bonus. And then the other thing is you'll also notice that you get paid out of pools. Now I'm going to show you how these pools work and how powerful this unilevel compensation plan is so that you can explain this to others when they ask how good the compensation plan is that doTERRA has. So the first thing is your Fast Start bonus. I already described this, but let me give you an idea of what that would mean. There are different enrollment kits that people can use when they enroll into doTERRA. And you'll notice that the largest one is a diamond kit. Now, this isn't the one that you're going to be signing a lot of people up on, but if you wanted to understand how good the money could be and how quick, if you sold one diamond kit to someone who would enroll, you would make $400. Now, let's say that the person below you enrolled someone with a diamond kit. That means that you would make $200. And if the person below them did it, you'd still make $100. And that gets paid out weekly. The thing I like about this is it takes care of short-term needs and gets you paid fast. The other thing is that the unilevel compensation plan is very unique. You get paid 7 levels deep. You'll notice levels 1 through 7. And then you'll also see this very unique compensation structure where you make 2% on level 1, 3 on level 2, 5 on level 3, and so forth, all the way down to 7% on level 7. Now this is the exact opposite of 99.9% of network marketing companies out there that use a unilevel compensation plan. Most companies do it the exact opposite, and I'll show you why that makes such a massive difference. Because instead of making the least on the least and the most on the most amount of people, you'd actually be making the most on the least and the least on the most. Let me give you an example. If you had a team size of 3, in other words 3 who got 3 who got 3, and that continued 7 levels deep, you had a volume of 150 PV per independent product consultant, so your overall volume would look like this per level. This would be the dollar amount, how much you make in a monthly check on level 1, 2, 3, and 4 as you go along. Now, if that were to continue growing, you'll look at this and it's going to give you a paycheck of about $32,571. Pretty dang good. But you have no idea how good it is unless you compare it to what other compensation plans do. Like I said, 99% of the companies out there that have a similar compensation plan, they'll put 7% at the top and 2% at the bottom. Why? Because it gives you a little bit higher check initially to keep you interested, to keep you going. But look at the difference. Initially, sure, you'll make less initially with doTERRA's compensation plan. In fact, the most you ever miss out on is $103. But look at the difference down here below. Instead of making $32,000 per month with doTERRA, you'd make $12,000. So here's the question I have for you. Would you be willing to give up $103 today for an additional $20,000 a month later? Now, obviously, the question to that is, well, of course I want the extra $20,000 later. In fact, let me give you another example. If you were to reach for a team size of 4 and teach that among your organization, so you have 4 who get 4 who get 4 instead of 3 who get 3 who get 3. If you did that, your monthly paychecks would continue to grow, but look at the difference. A $220,000 month paycheck. This meets another one of the criteria that I talked about, which is that it's important that the compensation plan allows you to reach your dreams and goals no matter the size. I don't know about you, but I think $220,000 per month would reach most of my dreams and goals. The next thing I want to point out is that if you were to compare this to other compensation plans, if someone else were to build this in a 4x4 manner with other companies, not that a $77,000 per month check is bad, but look at the difference. Would you be willing to give up $198 extra per month now for an additional $142,000 per month later? Of course, the answer to that is still the same. But the other thing I want to point out is that other than this being a great compensation plan in its ability to produce large checks, look at what this does. Remember the first thing I said about a compensation plan is that it needs to motivate positive, ethical behavior. See, in other compensation plans, when you're making 7%, 6%, 6%, you make more money the closer a person is to you. In doTERRA's compensation plan, where it starts with 2% up here and then 7% at the bottom, I make more money the further away a person is from me. So for example, if I were to find someone that I knew was a mutual connection or mutual relationship with you, and you were on my team, I would be financially rewarded to place that person under you, because financially it makes more sense for me to do that. I make more money if I place them in depth. In other companies, I actually make more money if I move those people and put them direct to me, because I'm financially rewarded to do so. So one of the things I love about the compensation plan is that it actually entices me, it financially rewards me to place people in depth, which excites my team, creates more momentum, and causes positive and ethical behavior, which will not, which in the case of this compensation plan, could eventually, if I'm not an ethical person, it could actually start to corrode and eventually destroy my business. Now, but the other thing I want to point out is that they also have the power of 3 bonus. Because one of the things that's, like I said, weak about this particular comp plan is that you make less in the beginning. And see, one of the keys to a positive compensation plan is that it takes care of short-term needs and helps you make a lot of money soon. Well, the fast start bonus does that, but so does the power of 3 bonus. Now you'll remember from the power of 3, if you get 3 people who get 3 who get 3, you actually get an additional power of 3 bonus of 50, 250, and 1,500 a month. What that means is that if you look at this, on level 1, you're not making 2% on level 1, because if you take into your unilevel compensation and you're also your power of 3 bonus, you actually make 13% on level 1. What about level 2? Once you reach this power of 3 bonus of 250 on top of your unilevel check, you're making 17% instead of 3. And you're not making 5% on level 3. You're actually making 30% when you get your power of 3 bonus. So what does this ultimately mean? You don't make less in the beginning with the doTERRA compensation plan. You just make more. You don't make the most on the least and the least on the most, and you don't even make the least on the least and the most on the most. You just make the most, period. That's it. doTERRA's compensation plan does that because of their unique power of 3 bonus. Now the other thing that they'll do is they have performance pools. And the way the performance pools work is they take 2% of all company volume. So let's say that the company did $5 million worth of business in any given month. That means 1% would be 50,000, so 2% is 100,000. So they take $100,000 and they stick it in a pool. And they have all the silvers, golds, and platinums participate in that pool. Now a platinum gets 10 shares, A gold gets 5 shares and a silver gets 1 share. This is a great performance pool because it's going to allow you to get checks over and above what are in your power of 3 and unilevel compensation. How about the diamonds? Well, they take 1%. Again, if in this case, if it was a $5 million month, they'd take $50,000. They'd stick it in a pool, and the diamonds would get 1 share. The blue diamonds would get 2 shares of that pool, and the presidentials would get 3 shares of that pool. Now, if you thought that was good, it gets a lot better. There's leadership pools. And basically what this means is that if you reach the diamond rank, they take another 1%, another $50,000 in the case of a $5 million month, and they split that just amongst the diamonds. Then they'll take another 1% and stick it in just the blue diamond share, and then another 1% that just the presidential diamond share. Now I want to give you an idea. A couple months ago, the company did roughly $3.5 million worth of business. That means $35,000 dropped into the pool. Well, there's one presidential diamond. One. That guy is getting the entire $35,000 out of that pool because no one else is in there. And I only bring that up because if I was you, I would do everything I could to get into that presidential diamond pool to get a share of that, because these diamonds share in these leadership pools. Then they get their unilevel compensation plan. I showed you how big those checks can get. Then you have your fast start bonuses and your power of 3 bonus. And if you take all those things into consideration, does it motivate positive ethical behavior? Yep, because I get paid more the further away a person is from me. Does it allow you to reach your dreams and goals no matter the size? Yes, because of the unique structure of making the most on the most as opposed to making the most on the least, you have the ability to make checks in the $100,000 per month range. Does it incentivize teamwork? Yes, again, because of the unique structure of the unilevel compensation plan. And does it reward those who do the work? Yes, because the fast start bonus goes to the person who's enrolling. In other words, if I enrolled someone underneath of you, you would get the unilevel compensation bonus, but I would get the fast start because I actually introduced them to doTERRA. Does it build consistent, reliable income? It really does, because of the power of 3 bonus. It requires something called auto ship, or their loyalty rewards program, which takes the retention rate of the customers to over 65%. In fact, doTERRA's retention rate of everyone who has ever been a part of doTERRA, at least 65% of those people have ordered a product in the last 90 days. That is 6 times the national average and is incredibly unique in this industry. So in other words, when you build a business, you can count on the fact that it's going to be consistent and reliable. And does it take care of short-term needs? Absolutely. With the power of 3 bonus and the fast start bonuses, the compensation plan does those things. I hope you, as you look at this, you realize what an incredible blessing doTERRA really is. Not only do they offer products that literally change healthcare and empower moms and dads to take care of their families in ways they've never been able to, but their compensation plan is equally impressive in its ability to help people reach their goals and meet the criteria of a great compensation plan.